I am so excited to present today's program. I'd like to introduce you to an amazing young man. Alan Ma is a senior at Jesuit High School, and among his accomplishments are the invention of an electronic device to help prevent collisions between wild animals and vehicles. He's also formed an organization, Next Gen Innovators, with other high school students who are concerned about climate change, the environment, and conservation. This group is currently working with Friends and the Refuge to organize a summit for high school students across Oregon that will encourage an interest in conservation careers and involvement with environmental concerns. Alan and members of his team are here today to tell you about their aspirations for this summit and seek your suggestions of contacts, sponsors, and resources for this huge undertaking. So I'm going to turn the program over to Alan and he'll introduce his team members. Alan, take it away.
Thanks for the kind words, Cheryl. Just wanted to share with my team about a festival that we're planning for youth. And I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay. Let me know if this goes through. So the festival that we're planning is called Reconnecting with the Roots. And like I said, Cheryl has said, my name's Alan.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I'm a part of the team.
And I'm Claire.
Yeah.
So just an overview of what we're trying to do. We're trying to plan a youth-focused environmental conservation festival, and our goal is for it to be in the spring 2023 time, around March. The specific dates are still to be determined, but it'll be like in the spring. And the location is most likely going to be at Sherwood High School at the Tualatin River National Wildlife Refuge.
Our goal is to connect and empower youth in the conservation field and to provide ways that they can get involved in their environment and to provide opportunities that they can make a positive change in our local communities.
We plan on including booths with different topics in the conservation field, and we'll be inviting speakers from conservation organizations to kind of share about their work and hopefully inspire youth to join in on this kind of environmental stewardship. So one of our main focuses with this festival will be on biodiversity conservation. And one of the key things is how youth can see themselves in the conservation field, especially with kind of a lack of connection with the wild and nature today. It's especially critical for youth to kind of explore where they see themselves in the conservation field through careers first off. So we hope to partner with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and talk about the wide diverse range of affiliated roles that you can take on at the Fish and Wildlife Service, which can come through land acquisition, hydrology, cultural resources, and the fact that there's so many different interests and jobs possible at the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So definitely sharing that kind of like these opportunities and hopefully inspiring youth to join in the service. Biodiversity conservation, how youth see themselves in this kind of field, also takes up land and natural resources stewardship through building stronger connection with the wild all around us. And in addition, kind of opening up greater accessibility to involve youth in conservation efforts along environmental field work or restoration efforts in their area. This is especially critical because biodiversity conservation can drive three main wheels of kind of change, which come from natural resources protection, benefits to art, public health, and also just driving change, a positive change for our environment through land management, species, invasive species management, pollution, and whatnot. So there are lasting positive impacts to kind of like expanding this for youth. Another focus that we hope to capture with biodiversity conservation as a subject focus would be through exploring technological approaches and applications in conservation. With a world that's becoming increasingly technological based and looking for smarter approaches to solving environmental challenges, we hope to kind of bring that platform to youth through a couple of subtopics that we've got in mind right now. One of which is wildlife conservation and technology. We hope to invite speakers from the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife and the Oregon Department of Transportation to hopefully talk about some of their work with ecology, and how they apply new approaches to creating better solutions. In addition, we'll hopefully invite speakers from Wild Me, which is a Portland-based wildlife conservation group that does a lot of image work. They do a wide swath of computer imaging and kind of like automatic identification of species all across the globe. And then finally, Conservation X Labs, which is a seed funding program based in Washington, D.C. that accelerates a lot of wildlife conservation technology and that kind of startup culture. Another sub-focus would be on agriculture and vegetation technology. In particular, talking about flora replanting to combat the effects of climate change, protecting vegetation over time, and smarter agriculture.
So a really critical and important component of life of all ages is mental health. And one of the questions we want to strive to answer is, how does mental health relate to nature, especially for the youth? Research has showed that spending time in nature helps with mental health problems, and a strong connection to the natural environment often enhances our emotional well-being while alleviating feelings of social isolation. And an example of this would be the OHSU Health and Outdoors Initiative. But while mental health can be like positively benefited by nature, climate degradation can also lead to serious threats in mental health. So we really want to encourage youth involvement with reconnecting to nature. And this could look like many different things, including meditation, mindfulness, forest bathing, trail exploration, and more. And there's also a visual in the next slide that shows examples. Surveying youth to see where they're at with their mental health and feelings about connecting back to the wild is also really important to see how the youth feel right now and like how it can be improved. And poster making is also a great way to both creatively express yourself and also advocate for mental health and nature and environmental conservation. So in the next slide, it's a bunch of ways to connect to nature and help your mental health. And this could be for people of all ages. For example, forest bathing, like I talked about, watering your plants, and even watching a nature documentary. And then the last one is let nature inspire your creativity, which kind of leads to the next point, which Claire will talk about.
Right, our next one will be creative expression, and we want to integrate ways that youth can express themselves creatively at our festival. So this could include artwork, and we were thinking about displaying the Friends and OCC art contest winners around the festival to inspire youth and also get new youth involved in the art competition this year to get even more entries. So that would be really interesting to see all the beautiful artwork. And we also want to include a different variety of crafts. So we were thinking of painting pots of plants for different people to take home so that they can experience nature in their own homes as well by taking care of a plant and also making it a little more personalized by being able to paint the pot themselves. We were also thinking of nature and wildlife themed origami, so folding paper frogs, paper cranes, and anything else, and including storytelling in this, because I know that is an activity that the Friends have done before that has been really inspiring for a lot of youth. And we were also thinking of making paper that's just like a fun activity that people can get involved with and experience how we can make paper sustainably. And we were also thinking of a nature advocacy themed sticker making event where youth can design stickers and put them anywhere from their like laptops to their phone cases and their water bottles, and with eco-friendly paper so that they can further advocate for the conservation and any other environmental issues that they're passionate about. We were also thinking of including photography, so basically displaying it along with the artwork I mentioned previously. And this is just aiming to inspire others and also inviting the youth to take pictures of nature that they see around the refuge, and also submitting it so that we can get even more photography. And we're also including a lens into conservation work so that they can, youth can see careers in conservation they may want to pursue in the future. And we were also thinking of including sculpting, which is just clay and Play-Doh interactives, just another fun event for people to make like clay animals or like leaves or whatever they want. And we were also thinking of including like a writing platform. So there will be an open mic for share and tell that allows youth to explain their identity with nature in the form of prose, poetry, writing pieces, maybe even song, whatever they feel like and are comfortable sharing so that we can gain even more insight.
Yeah, any questions and comments are welcome. We're still in the planning phase, so a lot of these things are still to be determined.
Yeah, and we're always looking for local sponsors and environmental organizations and more speakers. So if you have any specific contacts or people in mind that you would love to hear from, please share. We're more than welcome to hear your feedback.
And please feel free to reach out if you have any additional ideas or any contacts like Chloe just mentioned using the email on the screen.
Yeah, and I guess we can open up the floor for any questions or suggestions or comments and things like that. We'd love to hear from you guys.